Good evening, Ruslan. Ruslan, good evening. Can you hear me? Ruslan, are you here? Okay, so today we are going to talk about education. And we are waiting for our students, the first students who begin talking to me, who will begin. Ruslan, can you hear me? So we are in the process of waiting for our students who want to get their education maybe here, or some motivation for their education. Ruslan, do you hear me? Do you hear me? So why don't you talk? Say something. Is it okay with your mic? Is everything okay with your microphone? Because I can't hear you. But anyway, if you came here, you should practice. Everyone begins with, then he gets better. Maybe we can try? Oh, sometimes it happens. So now we're going to wait for our first student. Okay, I'm waiting. We are waiting for someone who can come here and join our class. And hello to those who are watching me now. Okay, so education. It's a very important thing in the life of every person in every country. Its system differs very much. So maybe today we'll learn why. Maybe we'll learn something more or else. Oh, Maria, good evening.
Good evening. Good evening.
I'm glad to hear you because
Me too.
the first student couldn't talk. He has some problems with his microphone. So, where are you from? Tell me, please.
I'm from Russia, Nizhny Tagil.
Oh, nice to meet you. So, Today we're going to talk about education. I think it's a very important part in life of every person. Did you tell me, please? Did you like to go to school when you was a child? When you were a child? Sorry.
Paul, can I ask a question? You see my photo on me on the web camera.
I see your photo.
How?
I don't see video. I see only a picture.
How to make a video?
The video you can switch on. Can you see icons in the top
yeah.
part? Have you found? Still
Yes.
I cannot see the video, only the picture. And you will see your video when you turn it on. You will see it yourself. You will see your video there.
I'm trying to do it.
Evgeny, good evening. Evgeny doesn't hear us. Okay. Anyway, Ruslan, good evening.
Hello.
Oh, so you can hear us, and you can talk. Okay, that's very good. Ruslan, where are you from? Вы откуда, Руслан?
I'm from Rome.
I hear you very badly, though the sound is most loud as it can be. Okay, now we can't hear Ruslan, and we can't hear Evgeny. Maria, tell us please, did you like to go to school?
Yeah. Well, I didn't.
So why? Why was it so? Maria, there are some troubles. I don't know. Who's got the problems? Okay. Maria, can you hear me? Because I can't understand.
I can hear you, but something is wrong with the sound. I'm trying to
Now it's better.
to fix the camera.
Anyway, even if you don't, please. Oh, now I can see you. Now I can see you. Hello. Ruslan, I'm sorry, Maria. Ruslan, I will. Okay, Maria. So tell us, please. Why didn't you like to go to school? What was the reason for it? And also, maybe you have one thing opened.
Were no
Мария,
subjects
пожалуйста, закрой
that I
вкладку
liked.
с сайтом. Закройте вкладку с сайтом, если у вас открыто рядом вместе с конференцией, закройте ее, потому что оттуда идет эхо.
Какую
Вкладку
вкладку?
с сайтом, то есть если вот видеоконференция открыта, с сайтом
У меня
Amilingo,
открыто, я закрыла.
оттуда идет эхо. Если у вас...
Я закрыла эти вкладки.
Okay, все. Okay,
Мгм.
I understand because
У меня
I
вот одна
heard echo
вкладка,
from someone.
у меня только одна вкладка, только вот.
Okay,
У меня
okay.
тоже какие-то
So
проблемы с
Matthew,
звуком, я не знаю,
let's
в чем дело.
let's go back to our conversation.
И я ничего не слышу. Мгм.
Do you hear me now? I'm sorry. Okay, so let's go back to our. Oh my God. Now I think the problems will be gone. The problems will be gone because, yeah. So let's talk. Let's talk. Tell me, please, the reason. Why didn't you like school? Was it so boring, or maybe something else?
Maybe it was boring. I don't know. My o- only one subject I liked, it was English and nothing else. So I went to school with very little желание. I don't know.
Uh, you can say desire or motivation.
Yeah,
Motivation. You didn't have motivation.
desire.
Okay, so yeah, maybe like this. Did you finish 8 classes or 10 classes?
10.
10 classes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And if it's not a secret, I mean, how many years ago did you finish school?
Um, 8, no, 9 years ago. I'm 26, and I finished school when I was 17.
Uh-huh. Okay. Okay. So, did you have free time when you studied at school, or maybe you had so much lessons, so much home assignments that you couldn't?
I had very much free time.
Mhm. What did you do with that free time? Did you go anywhere? I mean, to some sport sections or music school, art school, something like this?
When I studied at school, um, I went to music school for some time. Not, I didn't finish it, and I read a lot, and nothing else.
What did you read? What did you like to read best of all? What did you like to read?
Classical literature, Russian writers like Chekhov, Entertaining.
Okay.
Russian literature.
Have nowadays we have, and maybe not only nowadays, in all the time, pupils and students, they complain. They say that, oh, those teachers, you give us so much home assignments and so on, and all the teachers want us to know everything, and how can it be? And they always they complain. But what about you? Did you complain? Did you study well, or maybe
What
like
is
this? Did you
complain?
study
What does
well?
it mean? What is complain? What does it mean? Complain. And what was the question?
The question was, what about you? Did you, I mean, was it hard for you to study all the subjects? Did you study well?
Hmm.
I mean, you
No.
told me that you didn't like school, but what was the main reason? I mean, maybe you wasn't motivated, or maybe teachers were bad, or what?
I wasn't successful at subjects like uh, physics and chemistry, and it was hard to me to study those subjects. That's why I didn't like them.
Okay, so then you went to the university, but before you went to the university, uh, who did you want to be? And okay, who did you want to be before you went to the university?
Mm, hmm. I had no ideas who I wanted to be. So when people from college came to us and say, um, "Come to our college," I um, I не могу мысль сформулировать.
А вы пытаетесь.
Okay. Well, I had no ideas who I wanted to be, but I liked to study English, and so I went to a college where I could study English, and it was a pedagogical college with English направление. I went.
Okay, so English was your major, wasn't it?
Major?
Major subject. They say like major.
Yes. Yes.
Oh.
No, I
Okay.
understood how it is major. I understood the word, but I didn't understand the meaning major. But I understood it now. I understand it now.
So
Major. Main. You mean main? Main subject.
You are a teacher, aren't
Yes.
you?
Mm-hmm.
Do you teach anywhere?
Yes, at school.
Really?
Yes.
And do you like your job?
Yes. It
Okay,
has
what is it about?
its Huh?
I mean, what is it so good and interesting about it that you like so much?
Oh, now well, as I said, I like English, and uh, my job is to teach what I like. That's why I like my job.
Hmm. But okay, are there any other things? I mean, when a teacher teaches, yes, he he has pupils, and when the pupils doesn't like what he does, I mean, doesn't like his job, doesn't like him as a teacher, maybe uh, you as a teacher, you will not feel so good about it. But when students like your job, like you as a teacher, and they you have emotional contact, maybe something like this, and you see the result of your job, and then you feel so good. Do you have such positive experience, emotional experience at school, something like this, or maybe something else? Do you, I mean, are you in touch with your students?
Both experiences, uh, and positive and negative, they are uh, in the job, because there are students who don't like English, and maybe me, and there are students who like it. And two sides, two sides, like everywhere, every job has its minuses and pluses. Do you think so? Don't you think so?
Of course, of course. Um, I think maybe if there wasn't any reality, it wouldn't be so interesting to live, because if when we have negative experience, we have positive experience, and we learn on it. I think it's normal. You cannot live without any negative experience. Maybe like this. But I think it's very important to learn on your mistakes, or on any negative experience. Okay, what do you think? What do you think is the most important thing in a teacher? Do you have an image of a perfect teacher?
Well, I think I don't uh, look like a perfect teacher. I have the the picture what a teacher should be, but I am not so ideal like I should be as a teacher. Mm, mm,
You're not so perfect, maybe you want to say.
yes,
Yeah,
not so perfect as I
but
as I should be, as I must be.
maybe no one is perfect, I think. But anyway, everyone tries to be the best. If he's good, I mean, uh, I think the perfectness, this perfection, uh, is when a person tries his best, does his best to be the best, maybe like this. So, what is the main role of a teacher? What is the main role of a teacher? Well, for example, should he just tell pupils something, or should he force them to learn, or should he inspire them, or maybe something else? What do you think is the most important role of a teacher in his pupils' and students' lives?
What does it mean, force?
Force is заставлять, make, the same.
What was the question?
What is the main role of a teacher
That's my
in
problem.
his student's life?
I think teachers and people who teach, they are different. They each teacher has his own image and his own methods to teach. And I'm trying to find children who has great potential and inspire them, and those children who have not a big potential, but they have desire to learn English, I'm trying to help them. And those children who have no wish to learn English, I think I shouldn't force them, but my job makes me to force because I need to because they need to get marks, and I must ставить оценки. I must
You should
оценивать,
check,
evaluate.
Oh, yeah, evaluate. You can say evaluate. As for me, I think the most important thing is in the teacher is really to inspire students or pupils, or to make them do something. Because, for example, you want to learn something, but if you don't have a teacher, you just begin something and then you say, oh, I'm so lazy, I don't want to do it. Especially if you're at home and you have a computer with internet connection, or you have a TV set or something else, or you can just go for a walk, maybe. So you are not going to learn anything. You're not going to learn anything. But when you go to school or somewhere else, to a teacher, to a tutor, private tutor, maybe, you will have to do it. You will have more motivation. And I think one of the most important things of a teacher is to make people to haste them, maybe to make them do something. Yeah, like this. Okay, but what about university? When you went to the university, every schoolgirl or a schoolboy, every pupil thinks that it's much worse and it's much more difficult in the university than at school. What was your experience when you came to the university? Was it more difficult than at school, or how was it different from school, the university?
When I came to university, everything's changed because it was very interesting to study there. I was the door of my study and of my teachers. Well, and I found people, found guys and girls who liked that those things that I liked. Because at school I have no friends with such interests, uh, my interests. And at college I found friends. That's why I liked the study, I liked college, I liked everything. It was interesting. It was difficult, but it was interesting. It was very interesting.
So maybe people are not mistaken when they say that students' period of life is the best. Maybe they're right. Oh, I think it's for many people like this. But okay, we have school, we have university. What then? Then we have either nothing, or either practice or self-education. If you don't make yourself or force yourself to learn something, or if you don't do it just on your own will, you will stop maybe. Do you self-educate? Do you educate yourself? Do you read something? I mean, uh, something educational.
I think self-education is a very exciting thing, and it's a very important thing to do. You you should you should read, you should learn more, you should break your laziness and learn. I like to learn new things, and for myself, without teachers. Um, I always like that. I don't know how do other people how don't. I had very little practice in speaking, so it's very hard to me.
That's why you're
Hmm?
here. So we have
Yeah.
another student today, this evening, Artur. Good evening. Do you hear me?
Hi, hi. I have a problem with my computer.
Where are you from? Okay, Artur is off, so we are going to continue our tete-a-tete.
Жаль, sad.
Maria, tell me please, self-education. What do you study? I mean, what maybe subjects or maybe any other languages? Do you study anything like this?
I'm sorry. I I printed the message and I missed the question. You asked about what I study.
Yes, yes. What do you study? You say that self-education is a good thing. What do you study?
Mhm. I study mm, English, Spanish, music, arts, dancing, and painting. But I'm not very good at painting. I just like to watch the pictures, to learn about the artists, and so on.
It's quite interesting. quite interesting. So you are not bored, and you go comprehensively. I mean, you broaden your outlook and so on. It's very interesting. Yeah, you're a very interesting person, I'd like to say. Артур,
Yeah,
Thank you.
hi.
Привет.
Hi.
where
Hi.
What?
are
I
you
don't.
from?
I'm from Russia, of course.
Uh-huh. What city?
Moscow.
City. Okay. Artur, did you like studying at school? Today we talk about education. Did you like your study at school? Can you tell us?
No, I don't like standard school education because it's rather it's don't interesting, I think, and it's not effective. It was born.
Why? What are the main problems of our educational system?
It's very born. It's very standard. I think people and students like more games, more interesting practice lessons, I think.
Mhm.
Many theory in our education.
So what would you change if you could change something in our educational system?
It's rather interesting question. I think I practice lessons when students or people can make with hand something new or something practice. It's first step in my change in education.
Would you change anything else?
Yeah, of course, I don't think about it.
Do you know that for example, in the USA, they have more practical works at school and prod they have more practice at schools, and I think it's what you like more. And also, in America, they have less subjects at school. We have more than 10, I mean 15 subjects, maybe even more than 15 subjects, but they have only 9, something like this. I mean 1 year of study. And also, maybe that's why they're not so overloaded with unnecessary information. Okay, so Artur, where did you study after school?
I have two education, two diploma in university at university. Now I learning at English course. I want to improve my English.
Mhm. So you are at the right place to improve your English. Valery, good evening.
Good evening, Paul, Michael,
Hello, Valery.
and new guys.
Oh, good evening.
Hi.
Valery,
Hello, nice to see you.
tell us
Welcome,
please.
welcome to Amilingo.com.
Well, Valery, tell us please. Today we're going to talk. Not going today. We are talking about education. So, did you like your school time? Did you like going to school?
Actually, I hated going to school, and
Why?
that was about some subjects that I loathed. I hated learning something about maths, geometry, chemistry, and other scientific subjects. Well, I was absolutely humanitarian pupil, and actually I was the best in my class in relation to humanitarian subjects. As for scientific subjects, I was really terrible. Then I didn't have quite good relationship with some of my classmates, so that was another reason for me not to love going to school. So my school wasn't really was located in a criminal part or criminal district of my town, and so there was some bad stuff going on at that school.
Okay, so you was a humanitarian student.
Yeah, you were.
And
yeah,
you were.
you were.
But sometimes nowadays they can say you was. I even saw it.
No way, Paul. We should follow grammar rules, and no, you were, of course. Sorry.
Okay, as you like. So after school, what did you study?
After school, I entered university. So, strange as it may seem, I studied economics at university, international trade, something about law. So I graduated from university with a degree in international management and international law. So I got two higher educations.
Does it help you in your life to have two educations?
Of course it does. My education allowed me to get a job, and so I work as a kind of an economist for my company. So this knowledge is quite useful for me, and so I'm trying to do my best.
That's very good. That's good that there are such clever and qualified people in some company. Okay, Michael, good evening.
Hello.
Michael, tell us please about your school time. Did you like going to school? Was you a good student or not?
Not very good. I don't try to have a good mark all time. It's not important for me. I like some subjects, chemistry, maybe something like IT subject, informatics. I don't remember how to say in English. That's all.
Okay, where did you study after school, Michael?
It was Lyceum. I don't know. It's Lyceum of with a specialization. Some specialization. Not important.
I didn't hear you very well.
Okay, maybe to try to speak with Ria. It's very interesting.
Well, Michael, what kind of specialist are you, Michael? What's your major? Yes.
Now, you mean now?
I mean your degree, your university degree or your lyceum degree.
I have 2 degrees in university. It's management and like electronics, and I studied in the. I don't remember how it's in English. Maybe something with chemistry and biology, Lyceum, something like that. I don't remember.
Yeah, chemistry.
Chemistry. Yeah.
Okay, Artur. Artur is, Artur is gone. But now
He's
I
gone.
was about to ask him something. Okay, Valery, what do you think about self-education?
Well, self-education is a great thing. I think that people should be self-educated because you don't always have good education at universities. And well, actually, I guess that 50% can be gotten at university and 50% should be gotten by yourself. I mean, in self-education. Maybe this ratio should be different, even in favor of self-education, because teachers can give us some guidelines, directions, and we should do the main part of the job to teach ourselves. You know, it concerns education, of course. It concerns higher education. I'm not saying this about schools. Of course, at schools, this ratio is larger in favor of education given at schools. Yes, and I say, as I taught myself English, you know, I didn't have any good teachers at school, neither at school nor at university, and I taught English myself. I taught myself English, yeah, due to some good books in grammar and due to watching English movies. So that was my self-education.
So when you watch movies online, not online, I mean without translation, do you understand everything in at once?
No, of course I don't understand everything. So I sometimes switch on subtitles, English subtitles, and well, I prefer watching films with subtitles because if I miss something, I can, you know, see it on the screen, what they are talking about. Yeah, that's it.
I also think that um, at first you should watch movies with subtitles, but sometimes there are such maybe easy movies or cartoons, animated cartoons that you can watch without subtitles and without translation, and you will. I think it depends um, on the audience, this product was made for. Maria, tell us please, when you left school, did you miss your school when you went to the university?
Never missed it. As I said, I didn't like school, so I didn't miss it. Or do you think I should miss?
Okay. Maria, do you have any idea of what education? Maria, do you have any idea of what education was like 20 or 30 years ago? Do you have any? Can you compare education now and education 20 years ago?
I think it was more boring, but it was more effective. Mm, I don't know. much about education 20 or 30 years ago, but I think it was effective. Not so. I think modern education is not so effective as it was.
But why?
Because how to say требования?
Requirements.
Кыйгышкыштыш. The requirements
So, okay.
were higher, and I don't know.
Okay, Valery, maybe you can tell us, maybe you can compare education 20 years ago and now. Can you?
I hardly can compare because 20 years ago, well, yeah, I was 16. Oh yeah, actually, it's very hard to compare such periods, and maybe I don't have certain opinion on this subject. It's very hard to compare. I'm liable to think that the quality of education is just the same, you know. In Moscow, concerning Moscow, for example, okay, I live in Moscow, and I cannot tell you about general situation in Russia, of course. As for Moscow, I guess the quality of education is getting higher, maybe, is higher, somewhat higher than that which was or used to be in the 90s, due to better financial situation of schools, and kids have got more opportunities for studying. I mean, some, you know, electronic gadgets, higher technologies, and of course, sometimes they're how to say, distracted. Yeah, they're distracted by games and all that playing stuff. But some of them use these gadgets, these modern technologies for the good. You know, they use it for learning purposes, and well, I want to believe that these modern technologies help them get better education nowadays.
You are the first person who told me that he thinks education now
Can I
is...
add?
Yeah, welcome,
Yes,
Maria.
of course, you can add.
Hello.
I'm sorry I interrupted you.
Paul, could you go on speaking?
Okay.
So I'm the first
Maria.
person.
Well, as we said before, that everything has two sides, positive and negative, and education 30 and 20 years ago has... Yes? education
variables.
30
Valery,
and 20 years ago has its pluses and minuses, and education now too.
I'm sorry, I have one question. Valery, do you hear Maria with the same delay that I do?
I hear her perfectly, like I do hear you. There is no
Okay.
delay for me.
So it's my fault. Okay. Maria, please tell me, and don't listen to the words you will hear after. Just say what you want, because maybe just say what you want.
I said,
Said.
I don't want to repeat it.
Repeat it, Maria, please. For Pyle. Maria.
I didn't say any smart, so I don't want to repeat it.
Okay, Paul. Maybe you try to ask next question, and don't focus on the.
Okay, Michael. Michael, tell me please. Tell me please, Michael.
Paul,
Do you know anything about educational systems in other countries?
Which system?
Educational.
Educational system. No.
Educational systems in other countries. Do you know anything about?
No, I know. I think some
Okay,
situation maybe in online learning platforms, but I don't interest in classical education was such like institutes and universities.
but not about countries. Am I right?
Yes, you're right. Maria?
Valery, do you know anything about different systems, educational systems in the world?
Very little. I'm not into it, so I haven't ever studied at universities abroad, and so I have got little understanding of their educational systems. I know. Okay, I've heard about German educational system. German schools are more specialized than Russian schools, for example. I mean that children from the age of maybe 12 or 13 choose their specialization or choose their direction. They can go to technical school. They can go to humanitarian school. Some of them go to lyceum, and they study there longer, but they have almost 100% access to getting higher education at university. Some of them choose technical school to start working earlier, but then they have to have more difficulties to enter universities. So it's a more complicated system than in Russia. I don't know if it's better or not, but I think that Germans are not stupid people, so maybe this educational system is quite well developed and well well thought, you know. Okay. Well, I wish I were in Germany to evaluate that system and to see it in reality how it works.
Yeah, you see, I have relatives in Germany, and I know that, for example, they don't have corruption at the universities, and you don't have a chance to pay for your certificate or something like this. And also, I'm sorry. Also, if you finish, you shouldn't just go to the university. You may go to a college, learn something, I mean, some working profession, and have a good salary and live on it and be happy. But not like in maybe in other countries. I think it's very good because they can provide all the kinds of professions. I mean, all the kinds of people with a good salary.
Germany is an amazing country for me in terms of their financial growth and financial prosperity. So it's yeah, Paul, do you hear me?
Yes, yes.
So Germany is the best European country in terms of economic growth and financial situation. But I learned just a few days ago that only in 2010, 4 years ago, Germany paid war contributions or reparations for the First World War. So almost in 1 century, almost in 100 years, they paid all the money which they had to pay according to the peace treaty, according to the Paris-Versailles peace agreement. Do you know how much they paid to France and Great Britain?
No.
They paid 290 billion euros, and that's the equivalent of 100,000 tons of gold. So it's really hard to imagine this money. And after all, they stay on the surface and they continue to develop and be the European leader in finance and economics. So it's all due to their being hardworking and very smart, and so they're really hardworking. They're not afraid of working and quite inventive too. So what do you think, Paul?
I think that, for example, if we compare Russian people and German people, we can say that German people, they are like I don't want to judge them or say anything bad about them, but they are more like robots because they work and work and work and work. Yes, they are really hardworking, very hardworking. And as I heard from one woman who lives there in Germany, he told me like this. He told me that here we work to live, but there in Germany they live to work, like this. So that's what I heard. I couldn't understand it at once, but interesting.
If they're happy to live this way, why not?
They are not. You see, for example, here we live in Ukraine. You live in Russia. We have our own home. I mean, our own house or our own flat. We own it, but they don't. Not all of them have their own houses or flats because they mostly rented all their lives.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I've got an acquaintance. He lives in Berlin. and he's actually in his early 40s, and he's quite a respectable person with a high position for a German company. So he often comes to Moscow on business. And for me, it was a revelation, quite a big surprise to know that he hasn't got a flat in Berlin. He rents a flat. He rents a flat in the so-called social block of flats, right? And this payment for renting is very low because there are, there are local people, and his father used to live in that flat and paid for the rent, and his great-grandfather also used to live in that flat. So it's several generations lived and will live in that flat, although formally it's not theirs. It belongs to the state, and they just pay the rent for this flat, and outsiders are not welcomed into that block of flats, and they live in this community. And yes, that was quite interesting to get to know. So they don't have any aspirations to buy their own real estate. So it's a foreign mentality, quite difficult to understand for us, for Russian people, for Slavic people. Although I'm not Slavic, but you can see my appearance. But I consider myself being, Russian in mentality, in way of thinking, and my wife is Russian.
I think not only German people, yes, not only they live like this. Also, Americans, they have so many like debts. They live in credits. They take credits, and they pay for their houses for 30 years and so on. So that's why that woman told me that we here are even richer than they are there, because we have our own homes. Maybe like this. Okay, so at this positive note, I would like to end this class and thank you for your attendance, for your presence here today. So thank you for sharing your opinions, and have a nice evening.
Goodbye.
Have a next lesson, maybe.
Pardon?
It's to Valery and Maria, and have a next lesson.
Yeah. Let's join the next class
Yes.
by Svetozar.
Okay.
Goodbye. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Bye bye.